Master Your Mindset Radio, episode 94.
Welcome to Master Your Mindset Radio, the show where we empower you to conquer limiting beliefs and transform your world with your gifting and purpose. Now for your host, Elizabeth Nader.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. I want to talk to you today about destiny. What is destiny? Is destiny for you? Is it for everybody? And how will you know what it is? It's a big word. People feel intimidated by it, but it's so important to understand what is destiny. First of all, let's actually define it. And part of the Webster's definition of the word is something to which a person or thing is destined. Now, fate and destiny have a tendency to be used interchangeably, but they shouldn't be. They're very different from each other. Think about this. Fate is a word that points to something concrete and predetermined, as though it is structured, as though something bigger than you decided this is it and this is your fate. But destiny is different. Destiny speaks to your choices in life. Your choices create your destiny. There is an element of you in that that's unique and different from everyone else, but at the end of it all, it's about choices. You know, I tell my children all the time, life is pretty simple. It is a series of choices, and that is true. Make good choices. That's what life is every day. We make choices, and then we experience life. Well, that's what destiny is. You make choices, and you experience something as a result. So destiny is for everyone. However, not everyone experiences it. This is very true. Everyone is called to a destiny, but not everyone answers that call. And it's, again, because of choices. So important to remember. So is destiny for you? Yes, it is. All of us were created on purpose for a purpose. And destiny really is that purpose in action. But the key is the choices that you make. Now, most people want to believe in a destiny. They really do. It's often a spiritual belief. But even people who are atheists really are striving for something. They want to believe that something exists for them. And so it's an important concept to understand, because what is life motivation? Reason to go on without a sense of destiny, without a sense of purpose that leads us to destiny. So it's easier to feel that when you are spiritual, because we look at spirituality as very much purpose driven and destiny filled. But even those that are not, I believe, are always seeking for a reason, always looking for a destiny. But destiny isn't a task. It's not an endpoint. It's actually a moving target, and it's based on choices, but it is tied to your purpose, definitely. This is how I build up to destiny in my book. This is how I say it. I say you are born with gifts, and these are innate things inside of you that God put inside of you. You develop them into talents. You use those to pursue purpose, and then you experience destiny. So look at that again. You are born with gifts. These are things that you cannot ask for. They were given to you by God. They are inherently gifts inside of you that set you apart. But you have to develop them into talents, or they don't do anything. So the best, fastest runner in the world was not the fastest runner in the world immediately. It was a gift, a God-given innate gift that people saw in him or saw in her, but she had to develop it into a talent. And you work and you work and you develop it into a talent. And of course, it makes you stand out. And with that talent development, you start to pursue purpose. You start to pursue something unique to you that is changing to the world around you. And from that pursuit of purpose, you begin to experience destiny. And it's not just in sports, it can be in anything. Any gifting and talent, gifting that you have that you turn into a talent will direct you towards a purpose, which will allow you to experience destiny. So that's how I build it. But here's the reality. If you don't identify your gifts, if you don't develop them into talents, you will not understand purpose, and therefore destiny will be an obscure concept to you. So it's important to understand how we build to the concept of destiny and to experiencing destiny. But something to remember about it, because sometimes the word seems so intimidating, as though it's not meaningful unless you are President of the United States, CEO of a major company, curing cancer, doing something that feels so incredibly big, right? But that's not what destiny is. It may be for some people, but how many people? Very few. The rest of us all have different destinies. It's not based on the reach. It's not based on the size. That doesn't determine the significance. Significance is tied to whether or not you use your gifts and talents to change the world around you. The world around you. That doesn't speak to size. It doesn't speak to numbers. Significance is tied to whether or not you're actively pursuing your purpose. And so destiny, therefore, is purpose in action. Destiny has no definition without us living out our purpose. So you need to figure that out. And that's where your choices come in. So how do you know? How will you know if you are on the track to your destiny, if you're living out your destiny? Work backwards on what I just said. Do you feel purposeful? Are you pursuing a purpose? Have you identified a purpose? Back off of that. Do you have talents that you're working on every day that are built on the gifts that are unique to you? Are you doing all of that? If you're not, you got to start with the gifts. Start with the gifts and make sure you look in the mirror and say, I am unique. God created me on purpose for a purpose. What are my unique gifts? And know that those are things that you steward in life and you turn them into talents. And with those talents, you pursue purpose. And once you start pursuing purpose, even though at times you make mistakes, even though at times you fail, even though at times you go down the wrong road, it doesn't derail you from your destiny as long as you get back up and start to make different choices. You know, it's funny how God will guide you. And one of the ways he guides you to destiny is by allowing you to go down the wrong road, by some of the choices that you make, because that pain that you experience then recalibrates you and says, whoops, wrong door, wrong road, wrong choice, turn around, change, do something else. And that means you're actively pursuing purpose. That means you're going to actively experience destiny. It's not going to be easy. It's not a straight line, but that means that you're thinking about it, you're investing in that work, and you're trying to figure it out. So destiny is for everyone. Will you experience it though? It's your choice. It's a choice. My mom used to say it to me this way, that God has gifts for everybody. And she would tell me this. It's such a simple thing as a little girl, and I loved it. God has gifts for everybody, but when you get to heaven, you may see a bunch of them that you never unwrapped. You never unwrapped them because you never made the choice to do it. It's not guilt. It's just understanding that it's up to you. God provides it, and now it's your choice. And I want to leave you with this quote actually from Carl Jung, which, you know, if you took any kind of psychology in school or read any books, you'll remember him. But listen to this quote. I thought it's interesting. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. We don't want to live by fate. Fate means we're unconscious. Fate means we just end up somewhere that someone pushed us into. Fate means we're not consciously making decisions in our life to experience destiny. We don't want fate, we want destiny. But destiny is made up of decisions. It's a choice. It's a progression. It's a journey. You have to make that choice. Many, many people die simply in a status of fate. Unfortunately and sadly enough, many people don't experience their destiny. It doesn't have to be that way. And guess what? Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made. Doesn't matter at all. Every moment of your day, at any moment of your day, you can decide to step back, look at what you're doing, and begin to recalibrate, pursue purpose, and experience destiny, and be open to the changes and the guidance from God, because he will get you there if you're willing to do it. I'm going to read this quote one more time. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Hey guys, let's reach for destiny. You're special. You have gifts. turn them into talents, pursue your purpose, and experience the reason you were put on this earth. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening to Master Your Mindset Radio. Before you go, if you want to be part of a free online community of like-minded individuals for support, resources, and inspiration as you conquer your limiting beliefs and pursue your purpose, go to elizabethnader.com/community. That's elizabethnader.com/community, or search for Master Your Mindset Academy private group on Facebook. Looking forward to seeing you online.